Alright, voice recorder going, screen recorder going, trucks at Glen, 10-lap shootout for the editing video. Clicking grid in 3, 2, 1, click. We're in. And that is the birth of every single one of my iRacing videos. Way back in the day, I would forget to click either the voice recorder or the screen recorder. So I came up with the process of starting them both at the same time and then announcing it in my voice recorder for my purposes, and then the countdown to the grid. Been doing it ever since. As I've mentioned before, I have a triple monitor setup, and that comes in real handy to facilitate the editing in your editing software. Mainly, you can have folders up that contain your media files on another monitor. You can just drag and drop those onto the software timeline instead of having to import them a hell of a lot quicker. So you've run your race and you've recorded your in-car view as you drive and your voiceover work. Now you need to determine if you want to have any external TV camera views. There are a couple ways of doing this. The manner that I used when I first started out is really the easiest, and that is you got a set of cameras, TV 1 at a track. You simply record the entire race with that view. Then you got your speed shots, then you got your drone shot, or whatever camera view you want. You record the race in its entirety using those views. I have usually not done more than 4 because 4 fit real nicely on the preview screen in the editing software, but you could do as many as you want, but 4 would probably be about the maximum. Then as you edit the video, you just pick and choose which view you want on the main screen. The other way is as you replay the race, you select the camera views as if you're the camera director up in the booth. You can use the key map in the config folder of the camera folder that we discussed earlier that you're looking at here right now on the screen. The only problem is you cannot reorder the cameras. They're just in the order that they are, and it doesn't make sense, and it changes from track to track. So as you cycle through the cameras, you literally have to cycle through all of them. You may have 3 or 4 cameras in between 2 cameras that you actually want to use. That can get kind of messy. The way I do it when I'm doing live TV director recording is I use the widget in sim racing apps that you're looking at here right now, the camera selector. I have that on one of the other monitors as I am recording the replay, and I can bounce from camera to camera just by clicking on the button that is listed for the camera. This makes everything a lot easier. And as you see here, you can also select each individual driver for a quick shot. Something that if you're a regular viewer of mine that you've noticed that I've done is many times, like on a cookie cutter track, with the Nascar series specifically, there's some action at the beginning, then you might get into a really long green flag run. At that point in time, I just jump into the in-car camera to follow to the conclusion of the race. It's just me trying to chase somebody down or me getting chased down, and that long camera view of you chasing somebody down really does look cool, as you can see that play out over real time. And since there's not a lot of action on the track, there's been many races where the first 10 or 15 laps I've used external views, and then it's nothing but in-car from there on out. So that saves you some time too. Just kind of play around and figure out what you want to show. Alright, here we are in the software editor, CyberLink Power Director 17, and I have got one of my plug-and goes up. I did a little quick 10-lap truck AI race at Watkins Glen, and this is what I'm going to use to show you how I stitch everything together. Alright, so let's play the intro like you've seen 1,000 times before. Okay, gonna pause right here. This is what I call my intro card. Al built part of this for me, and I just got some text up there, and like you can see over here, all of these are in place. This is my plug and go, and this will also be, I capture a picture of this, and that becomes my thumb. So what I would do here is just, I double click on this right here, and Chicagoland Speedway, I would change that to Watkins Glen. I'm not going to bore you with all that, but just, then I've got the season right here. I can change that. And then, of course, the blue text up there is my headline, if you will. Here, I would change this right here. This is the blimp shot with about 20 seconds of silence that then transitions into the blimp that then transitions into the track voiceover. Then I would swap out the picture of the track logo. This is here all the time. My intro music is here all the time. This stuff is just all here, and then of course the text of what truck I'm running, how many laps, yada yada yada. So over here I've already dropped in my in-car camera view and the separate audio that I use, that little portable voice recorder, for my voiceover work. Here's where we really get into it. Okay, now you can see the wave lines of the audio both on the video track and then the separate voiceover audio track. So we're going to play this here real quick. Now, I pressed both those buttons at the same time, but there's usually a little bit of a lag on one or the other, just, you know, due to circumstances. So we're going to play this here and listen to this very carefully.
Alright, fellas, get ready to roll here. Make sure you double check in all of your equipment. It's been out here for a while, guys. Make sure we got everything right. Guns are ready, tags ready. Company and Skill Pro, make sure all that stuff's right. Computers, everything.
Usually Chad says something with the voice spotter pack that I have, and you heard a slight echo there. It's a little bit more than what I want, but it's pretty damn close. So what I'm going to do here is I can expand out this timeline, the timeline. We'll go back and play this one more time.
Alright, fellas, get ready to roll here.
I need to expand this just real quickly, and I'm going to pump up the volume so that increases the sound waves, and you can see right here. Okay, so here in the video clip, the audio of the video clip, that's where Chad starts talking. You can see that on the waveform there. There it is right there. So I'm going to back this up just a little bit. That looks just about perfect there. All right, let's listen.
All right,
you see how the echo changed? Unless you can match that up just 100% perfect, you're always going to have an echo. But I kind of like the echo just a little bit. So now I have my in-car camera view and my voiceover work timed.
Make sure you're double checking all of your equipment. It's been out here for a while, guys. Make sure we got everything right. Guns are ready, tags ready. Company and Skill Pro, make sure all that stuff's right. Computers, everything.
Okay, very good. Now, I want to go and find, oh, I need to change my volume here. And my voiceover volume, I usually set it about 5. It's a little quiet at times, and I can always adjust that. Okay, so now in the video of the in-car, I want to find when I start moving. Okay, there's the pace car moving.
All right, trucks at Glen.
There, I'm moving right there. Okay, so the little marker here, I'm going to split both the in-car camera view and my voiceover work, because remember, these are timed already. I'm going to come over to my other folder that is just off the screen on the other monitor, and I'm going to come. I recorded 2 separate complete views of the entire race, the TV view and then the drone view. So I'm going to bring the TV view down in to the next available track. Okay, since this track here is below the other tracks, it takes precedence, so that's why we're seeing it. We're still going to hear the voiceover work. But anyway, I am looking for when my truck very first begins to move. A quick note here, when you're recording your various views, give yourself several seconds or even up to 30 seconds if you can of lead time and then tail time on the video clip that you're recording. That gives you lots of room to do some trimming and fine tune it. And what I did here is I cut out all the BS where I made a quick camera adjustment and a volume adjustment. Now we're watching the camera view here, looking for the truck to move. Alright, so I'm going to play this video, and I'm looking for when my truck first begins to move.
Every corner, and then all of a sudden something just clicked. And part of that was...
You're hearing the voiceover. That's okay. That's from the other track.
In line with the front end. Probably a 4-man's way of cheating your way.
There it is. I start moving right there. So down here on this track where the TV camera view is, which is what we're watching right now, I'm going to split that. So this point right here needs to match up with this point right here. You can see that there's a lot of extra there. I was doing some configuring, so I'm just going to remove that. Then I'm going to grab this TV track and move it over, and it lines right up with the in-car camera when we know the truck begins to move. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with the drone. I'll time-lapse this and I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got everything timed here. Make sure that the beginning of each camera view contains a clear shot of your vehicle so you can see when it moves. In fact, many times I use the exact same shot for the very beginning, first few seconds, and then I'll go to the actual shot that I want to use. But everything's overlapping, we're not seeing individual cameras. So I'll click on the drone, and I'm going to move him down to the lower left-hand corner. Click on TV, move him to the upper right-hand corner. In-car always goes in the upper left. Okay, now this is cool, isn't it? This is my TV director camera booth monitor system. I can now pick and choose and watch the entire race with all these different views and pick and choose which one I want to fill the screen. Okay, so I've kind of tightened some things up and I've made some changes. I got everything in line. I removed the gaps and all that, and I cut out some of the drone that I know that I'm not going to need to use. So we're going to start here at the very, very tail end of the track description, and then I usually start with the in-car camera. Here we go. 41 feet.
Alright, fellas, get ready to roll here. Make sure you're double checking all of your equipment. Been sitting out here for a while, guys. Make sure we got everything right. Guns are ready, tags ready. Dump cans, skill probes, make sure all that stuff's right. Computers, everything.
Alright, trucks at Glen in here. This is for my editing video. Just a 10-lap shootout. A new AI set that I downloaded from Rockwood. I've left all the trading paints out. Okay, at this point here, you can see I've already made a split in my quick little test here. So I actually want to use this above drone cam, the Sky Gopher, if you want, the Sky Gopher cam. So the in-car camera I don't want. I'm just going to remove that. The drone cam, that's actually the one that's on the left-hand side here, lower left, so I'm going to remove that. This is the view that I want, so I'll just stretch it down to full screen. And this is what we have here now. I left my voiceover here with my portable recorder. Alright, trucks at Glen here. This is for my editing video. Just a 10-lap shootout. A new AI set that I downloaded from Rockwood. I've left all the trading paints algorithm. Alright, that seemed to be just a little loud on the camera view. I'll stretch this out and you can see the waveforms here. So I'm just going to soften that just a little bit. So my voiceover, I believe I have it at 5 already, so now we'll listen again real quick. Alright, trucks at Glen here. This is for my editing video. Just a 10-lap shootout. A new AI set
That's
that
good.
I downloaded
That's good.
from Rockwood. I've left all the trading paints algorithm strengths on the drivers as it was determined, and then I'm just using the main slider. I think I've got from 0 to 55%. Kind of trying to dial these guys in a little bit. Alright, do another split there. I'm going to use the in-car camera for that, so I'm going to remove the two external views. And so now we have the transition. AI set that I downloaded from Rockwood. I've left all the trading paints algorithm strengths on the drivers as it was determined, and then I'm just using the main slider. I think I've got it from 0 to 55%.
kind of trying to dial these guys in a little bit. Road course racing, you know, is not my strong suit, but I'm getting around the truck here pretty good. I do have pole, but I've got them dialed back just a little bit. This test video purposes.
Let's do another split there, and I want this view that's up here in the upper right-hand corner, which is the TV view. You can see that I was making an adjustment during the recording on the drone, so of course we don't want that. We'll watch that transition
a little bit. Road course racing, you know, is not my strong suit, but I'm getting around the truck here pretty good.
Again, I'm going to soften this volume just a little bit. It all depends on how many trucks are in the scene, the volume. You'll find that out.
A little bit. Road course racing, you know, is not my strong suit, but I'm getting around the truck here pretty good. I do have pole, but I've got them dialed back just a little bit for this test video purposes.
Okay, in a nutshell, that's how I do it. I will show you something here real quick. When you have the multiple views, or even if you're doing the director up in the booth type style, the fact that you have 2 or more camera views, you can do what I call kind of an instant replay. And I'm just going to mimic that here, even though we're not really going to be seeing a whole lot of action. And that is, I'll play the clip here.
I spent a lot of time over the last couple of days here at the Glen in the truck.
And it's like, ooh, that was when a car spun out in front of me or something like that. So I'll split it. Now you want to keep this, you can see here, it's about 3 seconds and 16 frames. You want to keep this about as quick as you can, 5 seconds or less. So I want to see this over and over again, real quick snips. So I'm in the in-car and a car spins out in front of me. Okay, so what I do then is I take the TV view, I slide it over, insert, move all clips, the drone shot, insert, move all clips, expand all of these, and now you would have...
I spent a lot of time over the last couple of days here at the Glen in the truck.
You see what I did there? These are now stair-step, this one, and this one, and they're all the same scene from different views, just rapid fire, and you don't have to put up replay. And if you do it with a short enough duration, it's almost seamless, and you don't really think that it's an actual instant replay. You follow me there? Of course, if you've got a long one where a car's spinning out, a big wreck and all that, you can be in your in-car, and then you can then do the same thing here, move the next scene over, if you will, and then do an instant replay and use, you know, a transition of some kind to, you know, designate that it's a replay. You could even put text up there that it's a replay. Okay, without going through any more of it, you know, second by second, minute by minute, that's how I edit my videos. I'm going to go ahead and edit up this quick little 10-lap race in the AI, and I'll post it just for shits and giggles. All right, like I said, that's the basics right there. You just got to watch the video and pick and choose your scenes. You can cut out voiceover. You can you know, you can do picture-in-picture. That's, you know, getting into the software specific, yada yada. So anyway. All right, guys, hope you can take something from this, and thanks for coming along for the ride, and we'll see you next time.